Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WITV7 in the beautiful Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Hey friends, please join me for a minute and just imagine how amazing you'd feel living the life that you were put on this planet to live, doing work you love, with people you love, in places you love, and all the while creating something of real value to others. Well, that's what I call a life of significance. And I can tell you, it makes a very happy life. Today, my friends, I'm excited to share a very special episode of the Something Significant Show. Today, it's just you and me. And today, we're going to explore something I'm calling the Master's Key and how you can use it to unlock the power that already exists inside you. When this season began, I created a framework that I called Unlocking the Power of You, and it included 4 keys. Key 1 was unlocking your truth. This key helps you to discover where you stand right now on your happiness journey. It unlocks the happy quiz to uncover insights into your joy, your purpose, and your potential. You can take the quiz at happyliving.com. Just click Happy Quiz. Key 2 is unlocking your formula. Use this key to tune into the Something Significant Show and hear inspiring stories from ordinary people, people just like you and me, living extraordinary lives. We have nearly 200 episodes available, and they're on all your favorite platforms. Key 3 is unlocking your roadmap. This is where you chart your course toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. This key unlocks our ebook, Making Your Mark of Significance. It's free at happyliving.com under Content, then Books. And key 4, unlocking your inspired life. You use this key to open the philosophy of you and your inspired life. It's an e-course designed to align your head with your heart for joyful, purposeful living. You can enroll at happyliving.com, then select e-course. So that's the first 4 keys, and we called them Unlocking the Power of You. And we promoted them on our show and on social media and on our website too. But as the season unfolded, something surprising happened. An unexpected truth began revealing itself slowly at first, then more and more clearly. It turns out there's one more key, a final key, the Master's Key. And today we're going to unlock it together. And this is important. I want you to stick with me all the way through this episode. In fact, grab your journal or paper and pen so you don't miss a thing. Because by the end of this show, I believe that you'll have the belief and the desire and a path forward to begin unlocking a source more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And it's available to you right now. Now, let me take you back to the morning that changed everything for me. It was early January, right in the middle of creating the 4 Key program. And suddenly, out of nowhere, something caught my spirit. It wasn't just a passing thought, it was a whisper from beyond. It stopped me right in my tracks. It felt like God himself reached in and said, I gave you a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. It stirred something deep inside me. So I paused what I was doing. I went right to our website. I clicked the Unlock Here button, and I scrolled down to the comments section, and I wrote these words, quote, one morning as I was creating this program, this message suddenly and unexpectedly showed up. It was from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, and it said, God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. Then I invited others in our Happy Living community to come and join me to unlock the power, love, and self-control already within them. And now I invite you to do the same. Seriously, I want you to hit the pause button right now and head over to happyliving.com, click the Unlock Here button, read the Unlock the Power of You post, and then leave a comment from your heart. It'll only take a few minutes, but it'll lay a foundation for what's coming next, not just in this show, but in your life. That message really hit me. Power, love, and self-control. Huh. And it struck me for years, decades really, for most of my life. I've been chasing excellence and discipline and success and inspiration, all great things, but something was missing, something deeper, something with a spiritual current whispering beneath the surface of my awareness. As the season unfolded, more signs kept showing up, subtle nudges, lyrics in a song, conversations with family and friends, and my guest stars too, in moments of silence that grew louder and clearer. And eventually I realized I was missing a key, because unlocking the power of you isn't about doing more or becoming more or hustling harder. It's not about adding something new. It's about unlocking what's already there. The power, the love, the self-control that Apostle Paul speaks of. These are gifts you and I were born with. The Spirit was placed within us even before our birth. It doesn't come from grinding harder or becoming someone else. It comes from unlocking what's already there, inside. I realized the key I was missing was his key, the master's key. Unlocking the power within you is not an onerous task. It's a delightful privilege of surrender, of trust, of receiving his gifts. The master's key won't ask you to become more. It unlocks the power already there inside you. So push pause and ask yourself, what might be hidden inside me waiting to be revealed? Write it down, then come back and hit play. Now let's talk about energy. We all know life takes energy, lots of energy, mental energy, physical energy, financial energy, spiritual energy. These four sources of energy make up the power in our happy formula. Power times purpose times giving equals happy to the third power. And that's what leads to a really, truly, deeply happy life. Back in the summer of 2020, I began to see something I hadn't recognized before: the supernatural difference between earthly energy and spiritual energy. Earthly energy, it runs out. It always runs out. Use up your physical energy and you get tired. Burn too much mental energy and you feel foggy, worn down, burned out. Spend your financial energy and your money gets stretched thin. Even when we're doing everything right, eating well, getting rest, practicing gratitude, budgeting wisely, these energies are still limited. They require constant care and continuous replenishment. Physical fitness, it's finite. Burn calories and you need food, water, and rest to recover. Mental fitness, also finite. Your brain needs rest to stay clear and creative. Financial fitness, we all know every dollar spent must be earned again to keep the balance strong. That's just the nature of earthly energy. The more you use it, the more you need to refill it. But spiritual energy, now that's something entirely different. It's supernatural. It's beyond nature. It isn't bound by the physical laws of the universe. It doesn't deplete like physical strength. It doesn't fade like mental focus. It doesn't drain like your bank account. In fact, it's just the opposite. It multiplies. The more you pour it out through love, through service, through surrender, the more it pours back into your life. That's the marvel of it. Earthly energy depletes. Spiritual energy expands. It's infinite. It's regenerative. It grows stronger the more you use it. When you pour out love, more love flows in. When you serve others, more energy lifts you. When you give generously, more abundance seems to find you. Spiritual power is sourced from something beyond you, but it lives within you, and it expands the moment you begin to use it. This season, our guest stars showed us clearly what powering a life with spiritual energy looks like. Candace Woodson said it plainly: "My power comes from God." Glenn Van Pesky shared how he begins each day on his face before the Lord, seeking spiritual strength and direction. And Chris Zerzavi, man, he opened up about the most devastating loss imaginable. And at first, he said he tried to push through using his own strength, but he soon realized it wasn't enough, and it never would be enough. Only when he turned to the supernatural power of God could he start moving forward. Now, maybe you felt that power too, that sense of being uplifted when you stopped grasping and started receiving. That quiet strength that comes when you align your actions with a higher purpose. That deep current of peace that flows when you let go of control. Because spiritual power doesn't deplete, it doesn't demand, it overflows. So try giving instead of grasping. Pour love out and just watch how even more flows back to you. Because unlike earthly energy, spiritual power never runs dry. And it's not just me saying this. The prophet Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31 wrote, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." That's the kind of supernatural power I'm talking about. There's something else I'd like you to try. I call it spirit catching. It's a moment, a spark, when something stirs you deep inside and it makes you pause, feel, or wonder. That's not coincidence. That's not noise. It's guidance. For me, spirit catching shows up in lakeside silences, country songs, scripture verses, or long hikes in the wilderness. Sometimes it arrives in stillness, sometimes in the shower, sometimes in a broken heart. It's that unmistakable sense of being touched by something greater, something out there that I feel in here. And you know what? That's when I feel most fully alive. That's when I'm living in what I call the 3 E's of happy: encouragement, excitement, and enthusiasm. When I'm operating in the 3 E's, my life flows easily. Work becomes joy, service becomes sacred, and I become my unencumbered self, the real, authentic me in spirit, the person I was put on this planet to be. Shirley Billigmeyer, one of our wonderful guests this season, said it beautifully. She said, "You're meant to feel good in your soul." And I believe that too, because catching your spirit is when something out there makes you feel good in your soul. Those moments, they're not just warm feelings, they're spiritual guideposts. That's the master whispering, "This is the way." They're clues from your creator. So how can we live there more often? How can we stay in that flow? Well, we start by paying attention to what catches our spirit. We follow what lights us up. We walk in the direction of inspiration, because when we do, we feel more engaged, more excited, more enthusiastic, and way more fulfilled. Now I ask you, what's been catching your spirit lately? Push pause again and write it down. Write it all down right now, because it's not random. It's revealing. And follow it, because that's the master's key, unlocking you from the inside out. Now that it's written down, you've got to follow it, because that's the master's key, unlocking you from the inside out. And you know what? Scripture confirms it. Again, in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, it reads, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" That's the Spirit catching you, guiding you, and showing you the way. Here's another question for you to consider. If you had to choose one or the other, between a life of fame and fortune or a life of humility and service, which would you choose? I know two things for certain. In the first half of my life, I would have chased fame and fortune, no doubt about it. Let's go, let's win, let's conquer. The world had taught me to become what it wanted me to be. And boy, did I. I fought for fortune. I believed more was always better. I trusted my mind. I measured success by what I could accumulate. I resisted resistance. I was hard. I led by force, pushing, pressing, proving, because that's what I thought strength looked like. We live in a world that celebrates independence. Be strong, be tough, be self-made. And I bought into it. I took pride in figuring it out on my own, setting goals, crushing milestones, driven to succeed all by myself. But life has a way of softening you if you're paying attention to it. So lately, I've been undergoing what I call a great big change of heart. And now I can say without hesitation, if given the choice between fame and fortune or humility and service, I joyfully choose humility and service. That shift didn't come from achieving more. It came from unlearning. It came from slowing down long enough to hear a deeper truth. Now, in the second half of my life, I'm surrendering to what life has in store for me. I'm realizing that less is often more. I'm leading with my heart, not with my head. I'm viewing success as the impact I can give, not what I can get. I'm recognizing resistance and learning to flow with it. I'm becoming soft and strong. I'm using quiet power to help others rise as I walk the path I'm meant to be on. I've learned that my constant focus on me, what I want and what I can get, was fueled by all the noisy chatter in my head, my ego. And all that noise, it came from a world outside, trying to mold me into someone I wasn't created to be. But now I see clearly. Real strength doesn't come from independence. It comes from spiritual dependence. It's an inside job. It comes from surrendering the illusion of control and trusting something greater. Chris Z said it perfectly. He said, God had to put people in my life when I couldn't help myself. And Patricia Way Goins said it this way: seeking God gives me the strength to do the task He's assigned to me. As for me, well, I've come to realize that our purpose and our power doesn't come from within us alone. It comes from a supernatural source, a spirit beyond self that infuses us with powerful energy, unimaginable energy, infinite energy. And we're meant to submit to that inner source, surrender to it, align with it, rely on it, and build our lives with it. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. That's not giving up, it's waking up. So I stopped fighting for power out there, and I started dancing with it in here. And the more I danced, the more powerful I felt. As Paul wrote in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When I let go, his power rose up in me. I call this quiet power. It doesn't shout, it doesn't force, it leads with grace, it flows with trust. So how about you? Are you ready to choose one area of your life where you've been gripping too tightly and release it? Surrender the struggle, let go of the chase, and trust the quiet power waiting to rise within you. Hit pause right now and give this some serious thought. We'll continue whenever you're ready. Now that you're back, I'm curious. Have you ever experienced something you just couldn't explain? Something that felt too perfectly timed or too full of love or too healing to be anything but divine? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about miracles. I haven't mentioned them yet, but this feels like exactly the right time. Miracles don't always crash into our lives with bright lights and trumpets blaring. Sometimes they tiptoe in quietly through a song lyric on the radio, or a whisper during a prayer, or a sudden overwhelming sense of peace. That's why I invite you, well, I really want to urge you to listen to episode 158. It's called, Do You Believe in Miracles? Because when you ready your heart to pay attention, to listen, to receive, you'll begin to recognize the miracles already moving all around you. You see, clarity is a miracle, peace is a miracle, purpose is a miracle, but you have to awaken your spirit to recognize them. In episode 158, we heard story after story of devastation turning to hope, dreams lighting the path forward, divine encounters that shifted lives forever. Zach Fike said it best. He said, I feel like I'm living in a miracle. And honestly, when you slow down, if you'll just slow down and really look at your life through the eyes of faith, you'll see that you are living in a miracle too. Maybe your miracle doesn't look like parting seas or burning bushes. It might be something quieter, a softened heart, a healed relationship, an unexpected opportunity, a new beginning you never imagined or never thought you deserved. And here's the thing, the quiet miracles are no less powerful than the loud ones. In fact, sometimes it's the soft whisper that changes everything. So after listening to me here, go listen to episode 158. Let the stories stir something new inside you. Let them awaken the wonder already working in your life, because miracles aren't rare. They are the very rhythm of a life lived with God. You just have to open your heart and begin to see. Because here's the truth I've come to believe with all my heart. Your very existence is a miracle. You're not here by accident. You're not breathing today by chance. You're here because the God who created the universe decided the world needed you. Your story, your heart, your unique gifts, and your love too. You are living proof that miracles are real. You always have been. You just have to remember it. The truth is that miracles aren't out there somewhere waiting to support you. No, they're already in here, quietly unfolding in your life, sometimes in ways so gentle, you might miss them if you're not looking for them. That's why the psalmist said in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, be still and know that I am God. Because when you quiet the noise, the miracles get loud. So right after we finished here, take a quiet moment, open your heart, and go looking for the miracles in episode 158. You just might begin to see that you too have been living in a miracle all along. Now let's get back to the master's key. It isn't just some made-up idea. It's not something that you hear about and then go on living the same old way. No, it's a gift, and it's meant to be used. It's meant to change you. It's meant to activate the miraculous life you were created to live. And here's the twist most people miss. It's not actually meant for you. It's been given to you so you can be given to others. Because, and this is the whole point, the world needs the person you were created to be. There's a lot of noise out there telling you to chase success, chase fame, chase fortune. I know it because I lived it. I spent the first half of my life deep in that chase. But the master's key didn't push me further into the world. It pulled me back, inward, towards something deeper, toward whom I really am, the man God crafted on purpose, for a purpose. I've said this before, but I really want you to hear it now. The master's key is not about becoming more. It's about you becoming you. And when you step onto that path, the path God set before you, your life becomes a living miracle. You start lifting others. You start loving deeper. You start giving more, not because you're trying harder. You won't be. It happens because you're becoming more like Christ, one small step at a time. I call it Kaizening God, growing in his image, a little at a time, moment by moment, day by day. That's why the master's key matters so much, because it works. It's not theoretical or abstract. It's real life in action. It's about stepping into your calling, not later, not someday, but right now, right where you are. The master's key is a deep and powerful knowing that you were created on purpose for a purpose. It doesn't just unlock the life you were meant to live, it activates your calling to lift others, to love deeper, to give more. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't think you need more time, more training, or more confidence. You already have everything you need. This isn't your time to keep polishing yourself. This is your time to focus on what others need. Who could be blessed by your gifts today? Go help them right now. This is your time to become the person you were put on this planet to be. Just like Paul reminded us in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, for we are God's masterpiece. He created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do good things. We can do the good things he planned for us long ago. You were created on purpose, for a purpose, and you can begin right here where you are. Before we go, I want you to remember this. You're not alone. You don't need to become more. You don't need to chase what you already have, because the spirit, the strength, the purpose, the power, it's already within you. And that reminds me of one of my favorite Michelangelo quotes. He once said, the sculpture is already complete within the marble block. I just have to chisel away the unnecessary rock. And that's not just artistic metaphor, it's biblical truth. The Bible tells us that you and I were created in the very image of God. In Latin, it's pronounced imago Dei. It's a truth passed down through every generation to both men and women, and through Christ and the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, the divine image is being renewed and restored within us. As Paul writes in Colossians chapter 3, verse 10, put on your new stature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like him. This is the real you, not something to chase, but someone to remember. Not something to build, but someone to uncover. And that's exactly what the master's key is all about. It's not about adding more to your life. It's about removing what was never meant for you. The pressure, the proving, the fear, the striving. And it's about uncovering the masterpiece God already placed inside you. It's a revealing of your true spirit, your God-given power, your divine purpose. It's already there, waiting to be remembered, waiting to be released, waiting to be lived. It doesn't have to be the right time or perfect conditions. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just have to start today. This is your moment. Lock away the outside striving and unlock what's already inside. Lock away the spirit of fear and unleash the spirit of power and love and self-control given to you as a gift from God. This is your time to step boldly into the life you were created to live. Right now, wherever you are, I invite you to say it with me. I'm ready. Say it out loud. Feel it in your heart. Declare it with your spirit. I'm ready to unlock the power already inside me. And write it down too. as a promise to yourself. I'm ready to become the fully realized, powerful human being that I was put on this planet to live. And then take your first small step today. Whatever it is, take it and never look back. Because once you take that first step, the next one will reveal itself, and the next one after that. With love, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome. And this is the Something Significant Show. And we're out.